Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's Blood Animation Bliss, and welcome to another underrated cartoon corner. So today's underrated cartoon that we talk about today is Bump in the Night. And before I get into my thoughts about this show, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday and Monday. If you haven't seen any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of animated news released during the week that we wanted to cover, so those would be considered special videos. And now let's talk about this show called Bump in the Night. So Bump in the Night was a stop motion animated series that came out on ABC in the mid 1990s, and it basically stars a monster named Mr. Bumpy who lives under this boy's bed, and then he's best friends with a blue monster named Squishy Tin, and he's also friends with a comfort doll named Molly Cotto. And basically, what the series is all about is about Mr. Bumpy and his friends getting into all sorts of crazy adventures, like avoiding the closet monster, doing weird things like trying to prevent Mr. Bumpy from eating too many socks and stuff like that. So basically the series just has a lot of random moments that happen, and then it also has some musical segments at the end of each episode where Mr. Bumpy and friends are like singing songs about various plots that happen in the episode. And that's basically what the series is all about. So what are my thoughts about Bump in the Night? I really enjoyed this series. Like, I think it's kind of unfair that this show was underrated and a lot of people don't really talk about Bump in the Night these days, especially when they're talking about shows that came from ABC Saturday mornings during the mid 1990s. Like, I think the only shows that most people remember about ABC Saturday mornings was like Reboot, because it came on Cartoon Network in the late 90s, and Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday AM because one, it had continuous run in Archie comics, and two, it had a lot of fan fictions. Like if you go up on you look up any fan fictions that deal with Sonic the Hedgehog, you notice most of the fan fictions deal with Sonic Saturday AM. So yeah, that's the reason why those two shows were like more popular compared to the other shows that came on the ABC Saturday morning block. But yeah, Bump in the Night was one of those shows that did aired on ABC Saturday morning block back in the mid 1990s, and I thought this was a really enjoyable show. Like was actually surprised that I actually enjoyed the show a lot because the before the show started out, it actually started off as some Saturday morning bumpers that came out in 1993, and I was actually terrified of those bumpers. Like I think one of the bumpers that used to scare me was like the one where Mr. Bumpy gets sucked up by the vacuum cleaner, and then another one with a big yellow rabbit towels over Squishy Tin and Mr. Bumpy. Those were two bumpers that really scared me when I first saw the bumpers. But when the show actually came out in 1994, a year after the bumpers came out, I actually really enjoyed the show. Like it was very funny, and I think all the actors and actresses really gave it their all with this series. Like I think this is one of Jim Cummings' best performances in any animated work, because I love the way that he voiced Mr. Bumpy. Like he made Mr. Bumpy sound so like jazz type. He has like a jazz type like a jazz type voice, and I just love the way that Mr. Bumpy sings. Like I think Jim Cummings is a really good singer, and it really shows with this particular cartoon series. And I think Jim Cummings really gave it his all in voicing Mr. Bumpy. And then I love the fact that Rob Paulson voiced Squishy Tin too. Like he made Squishy Tin sound so meek. And yet, you can't help but love Squishy Tin as he tries to be like the voice of reason for Mr. Bumpy. And then you have Molly Cottle, who was like a very interesting character. Like she's the friendliest character in the entire series. And she has a really good relationship with Mr. Bumpy and Squishy Tin. And I just love the relationship between the three of them because they have like some of the best friendships I've seen in any cartoon shows, and I think the show did a good job at portraying their relationship with each other. And I also like the style of the show. Like it's very unusual at the time of its release. Like I barely see a lot of TV shows that are stop motion animated, because stop motion animation takes a lot of time to do compared to CGI animation and traditional animation. So you don't see a lot of TV shows that do stop motion animation, but when they do stop motion animation, it's usually pretty good. And I think Bump in the Night is like one of the best series that use stop motion animation and uses it in a very unique way. And I was also interested in how the characters look. Look, they look very odd, but yet created at the same time. And I just love the look of the and the feel of this TV series. Like it's funny, but it has some creepy moments here and there. But it's still something that's like really enjoyable to watch, and I like to watch the show as much as I can because of the humor and because of the character designs. And I think the show was like ahead of its time when it first came out. So again, I am sad that this show is not that well known, but it should be well known because I think it's a really hilarious show, and I definitely think everybody should check out Bump in the Night whenever they get the chance to. So let me know in the comments down below. Have you seen Bump in the Night? And if you have, did you enjoy this show? Did you hate this show? Do you think that this show should have gotten more attention? Please feel free to comment down below, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated on any new videos we post up, and also like our Facebook page, and also join our new Facebook group, Chat with Animation Bliss, where we talk about cartoons with other animation fans. So please feel free to join in the group. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit Explore Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.